Yes, we just made a button. I'm so freaking excited for it. See, and they're excited for you. You hear that? You hear that applause?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
See,
I'm feeling good.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So we had a little mini podcast right before we got started because I had to just get things, situated and whatnot. Yeah. But I want to introduce you. Like, tell us who TheZeffsterr is, where TheZeffsterr, like the name comes from, all that.
Well, Zeff is short for my middle name, which is like Zephaniah, and I just shortened it to Zeff. That's kind of what my nickname is growing up. Outside of that, TheZeffsterr was just like something that it's like a little running thing from high school, and I just stuck with it. I was like, why not,
Yeah.
Turning it into a full-blown like music career artist name wasn't something that I dreamed of, but it fit, it was catchy, and it was cool, and it was something you can laugh at,
That you just kept it.
Yeah.
Kept it going. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like, I kept wondering too, is that your real name? Does it come from a nickname or?
Yeah, it comes from my middle name.
Okay, and it's not Zeffsterr, is it?
No, it's not Zeffsterr. It's Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. Yeah. I like that. That's so nice. And do you know where your name comes from at all?
Well, Zephaniah is biblical, so it's a book of the Bible. It means a gift from God in short, but in totality, it's the Lord has concealed, the Lord has protected, treasured by God, Zephaniah.
Ew, I love that. That sounds like a bar, even.
I've used it. I've used it.
I thought so. I was like, wait, I swear I've heard this before. Yeah. I swear I have.
I have a song. It's from my debut album. It's called Zephaniah. And
see?
And I open up the song by saying those lines. I say the meaning behind it.
See, I knew it. Yeah. See, go check out that song. Want to say it again? What's it called?
You can go check out Zephaniah. It's an older song, but we grow from everything, right?
Yes, that is so true. I mean, that's true. I think I heard you're talking about songs.
Yeah.
And how we grow. I heard your song Full Time before you like reconstructed it, and I hear your voice even from that song sounds so different from your voice now. And so going to that, what made you change it? Like, why did you want to go back in and tweak it?
Tweaking it was a decision made by my management team. As an artist, we are very like stuck in our ways. We are probably the most stubborn people on the planet when it comes down to our art. We're just very protective of it, and with us being so protective of with us being so protective of our art, we don't want anybody to touch it. It's our baby, whatever the hell we say, it's like, this is us. No, don't touch it. But this is a business, and we want to win in this business. We want to eat in this business. And when a business decision is made that can be profitable artistically and financially, I mean, you have to go with it. So the repackaging of the record was more so to bring a better sound out of it that others heard, because, I'm not the final ear. My music is going to be, subjective to others. So I was open to the idea, and I am over ecstatic about how it turned out.
Yeah, shout out. You just used my freaking, what is it called? Username? Yeah. Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
But hey, that's so dope. No, I freaking love, because I had to hear it a few times to figure out what you tweaked.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I love music, but I'm also not like critical money.
Critical.
I'm not critical that much into music. I just be like, okay. I'll be vibing to it. But I had to hear it a few times to be able to listen to like the difference. Because the first one you say my girl, and the next one you say my crush. And then you said, is the love different? Is it like, I'm married to the game because now I'm in love, right? Or is that the same?
Oh no, it is. That line is different. I'm not gonna be able to quote the original version of it right now.
No, you're thinking about it? Like
yeah, now I'm thinking about it. But I know that's a different line. It's actually in the video. One of the people who got producer credits on that record, he like is talking in the video, and he's like, "I'm in love" or something like that. You'll see, because it's kind of like he he heard something in there that I didn't hear that
Yeah.
actually sounds even better than what I originally was doing. So
Right. That's why I asked, because I'm like, it that stood out to me because somebody else, it like popped out to somebody else. Like I'm saying, I'm not that critical. I'd be like, wait, you're right. That is different. Like
yeah.
until somebody brings it to my attention. That's crazy. I love that. So I wanted to also ask you, like, do you remember how we met?
Yes and no.
Yes and no?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Jog my memory.
how I met you, it was like the first time I ever seen you. I don't even think we really even had a conversation. It was a show for Beat the Competition, and I was going to support Blessing because we used to work together, and I took my son.
Yeah.
And he thought it was so freaking, he thought it was so cool. And that you guys like all high fived him even more and like kind of protecting him. Like, cause y'all knew like he was a kid and everybody was making sure like his around him was good. And he thought it was so cool. Like, it was so sweet. And then I think you are one of the persons too that actually like reached out to him and like gave him a high five and like showed that you were watching him supporting. And he thought it was like, the best thing ever. That's why you've stood out to my kids so much. And like every time that they see you, like they just remember you.
I love that.
Is that what you remember our first time meeting?
I remember. I remember the Beat the Competition show last year. Really good show. Shout out Beat the Competition from the Lou. Or Kansas City. I just
Yeah, they're from Kansas City.
From Missouri. Shit, I'm sorry.
uh,
yeah, I do remember that day. I remember the recap video you made. It was awesome.
yeah, that's when I was really on my vlog stuff. Now it's more like personal vlogs and then like recapping on like other social media platforms because I realize it's quicker. And like sometimes people don't pay attention to vlogs. Like right now it's all podcasts. So that's why we're here. Now, growth, man. Crazy. Like this whole year that I've met you has been crazy. Just like that plaque that you got behind you. Like, tell us about that.
Oh, that thing? That right there. That's just,
A little son.
I mean, everything's big. Nothing's little. We don't diminish anything. I don't like to use the word little when referring to things that I'm doing or things that I have going on because ain't nothing little about this shit. I know exactly the amount of work that I put in. I know exactly the amount of time that it took me to get to where I am in my career, and I know that I'm nowhere near done. Like I'm so much farther to go. But
No, for real.
With that being said, it's like that's just a piece of hardware. It doesn't define who I am as an artist. It just defines that I put in some work. You know, and
Right.
it was recognized. It doesn't make that say that I'm the best artist ever. I can call myself the GOAT, but you better call yourself the GOAT too. I just feel like as an artist, we often forget that we human, and you can't get too caught up in the limelight and get too caught up in the narrative. Just do you. And
Right.
when you do you and you working towards it, in a positive way, and you helping others along the way, because that's when you're human. Humans help other humans. We wouldn't be what we are without that. Um, you get recognized for it. Some people had to die to get recognized, and I'm just glad that I'm actually able to live. And when I say that, it's a reality of it, because at the end of the day, being a human means you can die just like another human can.
Right.
So don't take anything that you're doing for granted. Appreciate it, value it, and just keep winning, bro.
Right. I'm gonna take a quick pause real quick. We're having we can't hear you as well, so I'm gonna get homeboy in here to help me out. So quick intermission, guys. Be right back. See, watch talk. Say something. And this one's loud.
Yo.
Say hello.
This sounds a lot better.
It's just in and out. See?
Keep talking. Yo. For this morning, I had nothing for breakfast. I ate a computer.
See, like mine is like super loud.
I ate some homework. I ate.
He's just like that.
No, I felt like no, because earlier when he was talking like that, right now you couldn't hear anything. Yeah, see how it goes in and out.
I don't hear him right now at all.
Yeah.
His mic.
Do I have it now?
You have him backwards.
OMG.
It don't matter. Just know that this is you.
Wake up in the morning, do my goddamn thing. I pop, I sip, I pull up, lean.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm in too deep.
Okay. See, I just, bruh.
All good.
Thank you, Lim. Shout out to Lim.
Have a good pod.
Bye.
Inhale, exhale, but I can't breathe.
Thank you guys for. Wait, what the heck? Okay. Thank you for that little intermission. You know, I just be tweaking sometimes, and I really be sober for real. Like, this is just me. Let's get back to it. So, we were saying how Zev got his name. Retell me, Zephariah.
Oh man, you botched it so bad.
I know. I knew I was going
so
to.
Bad. So bad.
I had a podcast one time with somebody named Darren, and I kept saying other names that started with D. I'm like, what the heck? Like, why am I like this?
It's cool.
Oh,
that's why I just tell people my name's Zeph. But
say,
you know,
correct me, Lo. What is it?
it's Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. It was the N, not the R.
Yeah. Zephaniah. And it's biblical. It means a gift from God in short, but in long form, it means the Lord has concealed, the Lord has protected, treasured by God. Zephaniah.
Bet. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm still tripping about what I freaking did. See, this is why I just make sure things are plugged in, and I didn't. I guess not. Anyways, so we talked a little bit how we met, and I just thought it was super dope because ever since I've met you, like, you just always had like positive things. Like, it was always just a positive experience, which I can't say I've always had with everyone, but that's just life,
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, in this industry, I swear, like, you're one of the most supportive people, and I love that. Like, I've realized, and which is crazy because I know you're busy. And, like, you actually have, like, a day job, too. And even though you do this full time, shout out to the song. And I just realized, or no, I already forgot what I was saying. Anyways, how was your birthday? You just had your birthday.
Yeah, I just had a birthday. I just turned 26. Another year.
Yes, right? So how do you feel being 26? No.
My birthday was awesome. You know, I spent it with some really close friends of mine. And I felt like, you know, everything happens for a reason. Like, how did I end up in Louisiana for my birthday at an LSU game? I don't know. We're just down there vibing, kicking it, you know.
Yeah. That seems so dope.
Getting away from Iowa is always a great thing, nice. You know. And it's tough around this time to move around as much. Like in the summer and the spring, I'm all over the place. I'm traveling, you know. Mm-hmm. But during this time, you know, especially with school semester just finishing up, just getting away from Iowa is a bit tougher, you know.
Yeah.
And escaping to Chicago is not always the best escape. You know, I need like a legit get the fuck away from this area.
Out of state?
You literally I need to go
out of
to
the
country? West Coast, to the South, to the East. I need to go out of the country, you know, to really reset my thoughts and my mind and my body.
You need to go to some beach, beach house.
Yeah, I need the whole 9.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Even though I just literally be at home and like I feel like that's enough getting away from me just because I have kids or whatever. But I mean, it'd be nice if my funds, you could go on the beach. I think that's super dope.
No, facts.
It would probably also be like a muse, right? Like for music.
No, for sure. When I say like I again, I like to I'll reiterate this. I said the same thing on Riley's podcast. I don't cap in none of my music. Like you can hear the life that I live through my music. You can see the life that I live on my Instagram, on my Snapchat. Like I'm an open book. Like I post frequently because I get paid to post.
Facts.
I don't just post because like, oh, this is all fun. Honestly, if I wasn't getting any money from social media, I would not be on social media. I would take pictures. I like videos, but I'm not gonna be on social media.
Yeah.
I feel as though the reason I am posting is to keep you guys in tune with what I have going on with my music, and my career. And somehow I'm now in a position to where my college career is, paying me to record that as well.
Oh my!
So it's kind of like I have to get content. I'm always under a lens, and I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Right.
But it's working towards what I want to work towards.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
That's literally what I say. I feel like as artists, like if you want to get out there, the best way that you could get out there is through social media. You have to become like your own personal content creator, so that way you could blow up. Even famous people will post their songs, like snippets of their songs before they're released, so that way you're wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Like if even famous people are doing it, that means that we should be doing it too. Like if we're not that up there.
No, I respect that. And back to what you were saying, like with the Muse thing, like being out of state, experiencing different things, experiencing different people, different guy friends, experiencing different gyms, different women. It creates a better conversation, in the music. And a lot of the things that I've experienced, I am more grateful of than I am like upset that I lost a friendship, or upset that I lost a girl, or upset that I lost some money, or upset that this didn't go. I'm more so grateful of these experiences because you don't get anywhere without learning from them and experiencing them. This year me and my boys, we went to South by Southwest in Austin. Now my manager, they were trying to like fly me out, but my roommates were like, or my now roommates, my friends before they were my roommates, they were like, bro, we want to come, but we don't want to, get on a flight. Let's just drive down there, grab some content. Excuse me. And I was like, fuck it, So we took the drive down there, 24 fucking hours to Austin, Texas.
Man, for real.
Because we wanted to see the sunset on fucking South Padre. Or the sunrise.
Oh, yeah, you guys did go out there.
So we drove all the way to the end of the fucking map. And that next day, we literally slept in the fucking car. Like, we were on some fuck it shit. Like, we were just out here, We have a whole Airbnb we're about to check into. A really nice Airbnb in Austin we're checking into the next day. We got there a day early, and we were just up throughout the whole night. So we ended up just, like, sleeping in the car for a couple hours, set some alarms, woke up, watched the sunrise, and then walked the fucking beach that whole day.
That's awesome.
The most brutal part of where I'm going with the story is that on our drive back, we hit the gym, like we showered and everything in the gym. We had a great morning. We had breakfast, we had smoothies, great fucking morning. Driving to Austin, we have to be at a meet and greet for our event at South by, and the car breaks down. We drove my friend's car. We didn't rent a car.
Damn.
My friend was like, yeah, bro, I can just use your car. I'm like, all right, bet, fuck it. I'll save some money. I ain't got to rent shit.
Right.
I'm already saving money on the flight. At this point, we just paying gas or whatever. Friend's car breaks down in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's one gas station. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, out of all things that had to happen, your fucking car break down, bro? In the middle of nowhere. When I say we were literally 5 minutes driving from our from the nearest enterprise, but like when I say the walk was like over an hour because it was in the middle of nowhere and there were no Ubers, there were no lifts, we were stuck. So the enterprise people they worked something out and came pick us up. We got to rent a car, made it to our destination in Austin, came back, picked this car up the next day. But it was like, if I didn't get to experience that, who's to say that I won't put myself in that position in the future? Now I know, hey, if I'm going on a road trip and I'm doing it with my guys, bro, we're not driving nowhere over 4 hours without a rental car. Because we're not gonna put any of our cars in jeopardy or any of ourselves in jeopardy. It's just like I learned from that. and now I could talk about it in the music. I could talk about, hey, I had an experience with the, however I wordplay it, however I involve it. It just goes back to those experiences that you cannot, you can't skip past.
Right.
You just have to experience them.
Dude, that's so true. I feel like when you listen to music, it's very experiential. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're making it a word right here, right now.
Experiential, motherfucker.
Experiential. And that's kind of like how I started doing what I do too, because it's like I used to be super reserved.
Yeah.
Super, super reserved. And I stopped because I was like, what if somebody's struggling like I do and I feel alone? So I'm going to be the first to do it. I'm not going to lie to you. I swear I was like one of the first people that put poly out there. And now everybody doing it. I was like, okay, I guess. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you got to be the first one to do something or just even talk about your experience because you're not alone. And shoot, you're not the only one that freaking broke down on their car trying to go somewhere. Like,
yep, I know I'm not.
Putting some, wisdom into that and be like, hey, maybe you should get a rental car.
No, it definitely, when you have those experiences to look back on, you'll remember everything about it. You'll remember where you were. You'll remember the people you were with. You'll probably remember what you were wearing, the food you ate that morning. It gets that vivid. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, we get so caught up in like forgetting to live those experiences because we're trying to be so safe and so secure. Just risk it a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's okay to make to risk. I can't say risk your life, but it's okay to risk something if you might get something else out of it. Like I could have flown. It would have been smooth. I would have made it there. I would have made it to my meet and greet. Would have pulled up to the Airbnb, relaxed, whatever. That would have still been cool. I would have still gotten the same experiences out of Austin that I did once I eventually made it to Austin. But having that experience, I learned something, and you have to learn from everything.
Right.
You're doing yourself an injustice by not by not learning. Like, see, that's what life is.
That's where it goes to, is like everything happens for a reason. We might not know the reason in the moment because we're pissed off and we're like, what the hell are we going through this? I got things to do. But where you kind of got to go with you got to go with the flow a little bit. Mm-hmm. Before we got on the podcast, we were literally just talking about like being prompt or being like, or not even, or like, are you on prompt or are you just late sometimes? And he was like, I'll be late. But he came here early. So I guess
I felt like I was late. Shit. I'm like, fuck, she said podcast started at 8. I'm pulling up 14 minutes late. Ah, damn, like I'm thinking like, we gotta get up in here, we gotta rush, But you had your own thing going on, so it was like, I definitely found myself as I wouldn't even say as of late, but just like I've always been a person I can't look at anybody else and point a finger because I know what life does, Right. If I'm not talking to somebody, I know what life does. You got other things going on in your life, if I didn't make it to somewhere on time, or if a person didn't make it on time or something like that, like, I'd never want to put myself in a position to where it's like, this shouldn't, you can't live your life on this should be because of this.
Right.
That's a cognitive distortion. You're distorting the way of life naturally working itself out. Things are going to come up. You're going to get caught in traffic. But they also say, and this is just only in relation to being placed at certain times, that you provide yourself with enough time to allow things like that to happen. And maybe you get that 30 minutes early and you sit in your car, but guess what? That 30 minutes, you could have probably been stuck in traffic, probably could have gotten into an accident.
Exactly.
Anything could have happened.
Right.
So.
No, I literally be thinking that too. And that's why I usually schedule out 15 minutes ahead, because when I don't, now those are the times I be in traffic, or I be losing my wallet, or like leaving my wallet, or like, oh shoot, now I don't have my right equipment or whatever, or like whatever happens. And then the times that you are careful, that's when you'll be sitting in your car for 30 minutes. But guess what? Now you can refresh, meditate even. If you know how to meditate, you can meditate. You can go on your social media. Maybe you haven't had that break for a little bit, and now you just get to sit. You got to always just take what you have, what life throws at you, when life throws it at you. going back to when he said he was in the freaking like not accident shoot, not professing that at all. when the car broke down, he needed that muse because it's gonna be in a song now. And now you guys hearing it out here and be like, see, I heard that in a podcast once.
No, for real.
So where'd you get Critical Money from?
Critical Money. Well, if you were at my party a couple weeks ago, you'd find no, so I launched Critical Money when I was 21, for my 21st birthday kind of thing.
Let's get it.
I like to celebrate things all around the one thing. But anyways, I launched Critical Money when I was 21, just as a way to show myself and give myself a way in. Like committing to something and knowing that once you put your chips on the table, you know, you can't take them off.
Right.
You know, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. And the only way to win is if you do the work.
Right.
And if you don't do the work, then of course you're just not going to win. Mm-hmm. So I chose to win, and I put all my chips on the table, and I went full steam ahead, you know, and I accepted and everything that come with it. Like I said, back to, you know, I'm learning from everything, all the experiences I'm doing, I'm learning. And putting myself in a position with Critical Money was like teaching myself the game. It was like, if nobody else gonna teach me the game, I got me. You know, I gotta learn, because I don't want to put myself in a position where somebody else has to teach me or somebody gets over on me because I didn't learn myself.
That part.
So that's where Critical Money came from, me wanting to learn the game, learn the business, and put myself and people that I was making music with ahead, you know, and establish ourselves. Like, we do this for real. You know, this is not for play. This is not for giggles, you know. Like, this shit, like, this our life, so.
Man, that reminds me of some feedback you got not so long ago. I remember I got defensive, to be honest. And you didn't even think about it like that. But I'm like, it's because I care about you. So, of course, I'm going to get more defensive. But it was you performing for a parade. And some people were posting something like, oh, something about cats and dogs or something on the stage, or like trying to belittle you.
Oh, yeah. No. I know what you're talking about. Okay. So I'm a student, if anybody didn't know. I go to the University of Iowa. I'm studying journalism with a minor in sports and reg management. I'm a senior. I'll be finishing up next year.
That's what's up.
So I've created a nice fan base.
Nice.
A great fan base, actually. Using, you know, my platform as being a student and an influencer on campus, I started to post a lot in this. Like, we have this Snapchat story that's tied to all the classes. So like, I'm class of 2024. So when I post in it, you know, the entire class 2024 sees it first. But then we also got the classes of 2023, 2025, 2026, 2027, and so forth, however they come in. So I post on that story frequently, to the point where it's gotten like, people recognize me outside and they're like, oh my God, you're TheZeffsterr. I see you all the time on Snapchat. Like, you're super cool, love your music. You know, or they'll say, oh, let's take a picture. Like, they'll come to my job. I do some serving on the side, and they'll come to my job and they'll see me and they're like, oh my God, it's the fucking TheZeffsterr. It's cool. So I've gotten a lot of love from it. I've also gotten a lot of hate from it, but more so the hate is out of love, because you need something to crack on. You know, this guy's always in our face. Let's say something that's funny, or let's crack a joke, or let's talk shit about him. You know, these people obviously have no reason to dislike me, or obviously have no reason to hate me. I haven't given them a reason to. I don't move around with that type of energy. You know, you can look at the music and not like the music, but let's be real.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna look at her again.
The award.
Now that's just me popping my shit, because
as you should, though.
No, literally, like, I might go on a little bit of a tangent when I slide off to the side, back to the story in a second. I've recently had this conversation with my manager, and I was like, you know, as an artist, the hardest part about making music and art in general is getting over that someone likes it point. You know, that's the hardest shit ever, is to make somebody believe in you and your music. Once someone, you don't need nobody but one person believe in what you saying through that metal microphone.
Yeah.
Don't fuck what anybody else has to say. Go full steam ahead, because that one person believed in you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna take you to crazy places. You're gonna have a lot of hate, because some people think that they supposed to be where you are, but God didn't write it for them that way. The universe ain't working in their favor that way because they're still worried about what you got going on. So back to the story about the guy that posted that, right?
Yeah.
So he posted that because he obviously saw that I was gonna be there. And he obviously saw like a lot of other people were saying things about me in the chat. Some things good, some things are like memes or whatever. I got like over like almost 100 memes in my phone that they've made of me. And it's all for shits and giggles to me. It doesn't affect me. Like, I'm older than all of they ass anyway. Like it's so funny. It's like it's
like
just
they're
like
trying to hurt me, but it's not
yeah,
working.
it might have hurt me if I was 18 and I just started doing this shit yesterday, but I'm not.
Right.
Sorry, I'm 26. But so he came to the show, and I was like, the fact that you showed up to make a post and say some shit, is kind of like, thank you, bro, or girl, or
whatever you
identify as, respectfully.
Yeah.
Thank you, because what you did was prove that even if you want to make it seem as if you're talking shit, you showed up.
Right. Exactly.
And you can't turn your ears off, bro. So.
Like, I don't know. It seems like you like it, but
Exactly.
see, and that's what I've realized is that most of the time people will only say stuff just because, like you said, like they're only mad because either they wish they could do it and they're not,
yep,
or they're just mad that, like, they're unhappy with whatever in their life and that you're fighting for whatever you're fighting for. Even if they're not into music and they can't rap, they're just mad because, like, you love what you're doing and they don't. And that's the sad part, but that's what I realized, like, a lot of things you can't take personal because it's not personal.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just like they literally got their own issues going on that we can't let it get to us. And that part for me is hard because I be soft.
Yeah, I mean, what you have to understand, and I'm not just saying you, but like, anybody listening, is that being in this game we call entertainment industry, or music industry, or however you want to look at it or classify it.
Right.
We're putting ourselves on the line for others. We're in a job of service. And yes, we're not in like the most needed service in the world, shout out to all those first responders in the world. But we are doing what others want to do.
Right.
And they're living vicariously through us. And I mean that other artists, they live vicariously through other artists because they want to do it, but they just don't have the confidence to, or they just don't have the financial backing to, because this is a business. So you need some capital in order to, get where you really want to go. Talent can take you to certain places,
right,
but it's not going to take you to the motherland in 2023, 24, 25. We live in a very capitalist country, and we have to realize that and be real about it. But I'm not going to get political today. We ain't talking all that shit. I'm going to get back to the fact of, damn, I just lost my train of thought really quick.
We're talking about how, like, you got to also think about it business-wise, and, like, you might not be starting for certain reasons.
Yeah. So, like, no, we were saying, because you said some things, like, affect you that people say, or people were, if they were saying anything.
Yeah, like, can't take things personal, but sometimes it is inevitable just because, like, it could also just trigger something that we realize, like, oh, shoot, I haven't healed from that yet, and now you just said it, but even though you don't know that you're hurting me, but I know you want to hurt me, but now I can't let you know that you hurt me.
and that ties back to what I was saying in the beginning about just remembering to be human, because to see the fact that you can get hurt by something, it don't matter how much money you got in this world, you are still a human. And
right.
I think a lot of things come and like backfire when certain people think, oh man, I have this amount of money, I have this amount of fame, this amount of success, I'm above.
Right.
Are you really above? Because I can say some shit to you and you'll still feel the same way I feel.
Right.
We both bleed the same.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. We both bleed the same.
Yeah. So it just gets funny because it's like it's a case by case scenario, and you see it. We don't have to say any names about anybody. And I'm not saying anybody personally. I'm meaning, like, we can talk about just the biggest names you can think of, right? We all see it, and
right.
It's sad because it's like it makes other people think that, okay, all I gotta do is do this and I live this type of lifestyle. but where's the morale and happiness in that?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be happy with money that you're not gonna like die with, bro. Like
right.
the happiness that you will have is gonna be while you're still doing it, you know, not when you've done it.
Yes, that's so true. I just seen a post. I can't remember who posted it, but it was like a bigger, like mainstream artist. And they said like, or no, maybe they were mainstream and they like decided like to level down. Cause they were like, I always thought that having money, not that you'll be happy, but it'll help be happier because now you're not worrying about financial issues. But now that I got money and I don't have financial issues, now I got problems that I never had before when I really didn't have that much money. And so he's like, and then I realized that, yeah, money might not like buy happiness, but it also doesn't help. Like it kind of can make freaking 99 problems, but hoe ain't one or whatever you want to say. But like you can have other problems because either people are trying now to get you to, because you got money, now people want to use you. So now you can't, now you got trust issues. Whatever ends up happening now that you're up there, now everybody's looking at you. You can't live your life peacefully because like what we were saying, having to do content, now you're always being looked at. So now you're in your head like, oh shoot, now I have to literally always put on a face even when I'm not having a face to have. But it doesn't always buy happiness. That's the hard part.
I agree with that, and it just sparked up a memory of mine, not a memory, but like something that's been like heavy on my mind, and it's like the lifestyle that we ask for, right? It was a Kanye West, Jay-Z, and Rihanna, "Run This Town," that song, right? Heard it a billion.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Heard it a billion times, but you don't understand it until you're actually in a way in the shoes of these lyrics, you know? And when I was young, I'm not listening for the lyrics, you know? I'm just listening to the damn song. It's a cool song. As an artist and as I'm older, now I'm listening and I'm like, damn, certain lyrics just hit a little different, you know? And Kanye said in the song, he said, damn, I want to quote him right. I want to quote him correctly. He said, he said, I think it ended off something. He said, and next time I'm at church, please no photos, police escorts, something. This the life that everybody asks for, right? Those lyrics right there, right? First thing he said, next time I'm at church, please no photos, right? Now imagine this. You live in your regular life. You go to church. You have dreams and goals of being in the music industry, being this famous whatever, right? And now you can't even go back to your church because they're just going to be like, they're not real around you anymore.
Right.
You're now this star, this superstardom. You have almost deity-like energy around people. And you just there to hear the word, but everybody's like, they're just antsy and like, oh my God, I can't wait till we over here because I'm gonna get a picture with him. All those things, right? Something that people don't realize when they're chasing this dream, and this life, and this goal, right? And then the other thing he said was police escorts. Imagine a day that you can't get in your car anymore without police escorting you because you've reached so much fame and so much success and so much money. And then he said, this is the life that everybody asks for. Just breaking that down, and you think like, damn, do we really want this?
No, facts. I be thinking that all the time. Like, I would not want to be famous.
Yeah.
If we're this busy now, I can't even imagine, or I don't even want to imagine how busy Kanye West is.
Yeah, it's insane. And everybody asks for it. Everybody that's chasing this goal of being a musician, being in the music industry to that extreme, everybody's asking for that. And then when it comes, then you go back to those people, like you said, who level themselves down because they're like, okay, this ain't really what I wanted. I thought I wanted it because it looked good because of behind the film and the lens. That's what it's painted as. Oh, it's a good thing. But you don't know what these people do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All you see is what happens at the BET Awards or the Grammys or
the
concerts. That's always the stuff you see. Nowadays, we're lucky enough to see even deeper with social media. But back then, that's all they saw. And to elaborate off that, damn, I was going right into this. Oh, okay, so Drake, right? Everybody wants to be as big as Drake. They want to have the hits like Drake. They want to have the numbers, the records. You know, everybody wants to be LeBron James.
Right.
You know, everybody wants to be the best player ever. But the amount of sacrifices that these people had to make,
literal and not literal.
You know, it's crazy. Like, Drake didn't have to, you know, he couldn't live a normal life. He couldn't go get in love. Like, you listen to the music, if you believe in these artists and things they're saying, Drake really wanted love. A lot of his music was about love that he had with women, you know, and the things that he wished he still had. Like, he had women that he wished was held on and waited out, because he could not be there for them and chase this. That's why they say you're married to the game. You're either married to the game or you married. You there's no other way. You have to be married to it. You have to make the sacrifices in order to be all in on this. And if you're not going to get what you want out of it. You're going to get the same shit that you saw last year or yesterday or the week before. And
see, going to that, shoot, how's the dating life out here? Because it be kind of, I mean, I'm married, but it even shook up my marriage. So how is it being a single person out here in the freaking entertainment industry? I like to call it the entertainment industry because I don't really do music like that. Like, I'll do it here and there, but I do content. I'm just in there. So a lot of people in the entertainment industry, even like the entertainers in general, dancers, all that, I've realized we all like go through a lot of the same thing.
Well, so. I can tell you this for sure. I do not aspire to be as big as Drake.
I want love, okay?
Yeah, like granted, if that happens with my success and my music and my career, will I run away from it? No. You know, come on now. Who's running away from it? I'm doing this for a reason. But I'm saying that in a way like I don't aspire to have to make those same exact sacrifices, because I know that my calling is in a different path. Right. I know it is. With that being said, you know, I'm a lover boy, you know.
Hit him up on social media, ladies.
Don't hit me up, because I'm married to the game. But
don't forget it.
Yeah. Like I've dated, you know, this year. This year's been a very interesting year for dating too. Very interesting year. But it's cool because it's like you learn a lot. You learn a lot from dating, and you learn a lot about women, and you learn like myself coming out of a long relationship last year, for over 5 years. You learn a lot about that, and you realize, damn, I was 18 when I started that. I'm 26 now. The things that I wanted at 18 are completely different than the things that I wanted at 26, or even 25, because I haven't dated anybody since I was 25. You know, I'm 26 now. But like the things that I want are completely different, and the type of things I'm looking for in a woman are completely different. Right. Like I'm not too caught up by the fast stuff anymore. I'm not materialistic like I was when I was a kid, you know. Like these chains and wrist pieces and all this stuff, like this stuff don't move me, you know, especially because y'all know Dingo did the damn chain. But like, you know, like this shit don't really move me. So it's like, if I am looking for something in a woman, I am looking for something like a genuine connection that I can feel, more than just like a lustful sexual connection. And you know, you learn by dating, and by being single, and by, you know, being honest. That's one thing that I have learned about being older, is that honesty is everything with women. I'm telling y'all, go listen to Test My Luck, because I said it in the song, you know. You just don't be blunt. Gotta
test my luck.
Like if you just trying to talk to this girl because you want to have sex with her, say that, because guess what? She want to fuck you too. But if she don't want to fuck you, then you probably wouldn't even be at the point of asking her that. Just saying. But no, seriously, like, you know, just be honest with people, and be honest with your past, be honest with your intentions, and just see where things go, because lying to get anywhere in the world does not work out. It always spins you back, and you're gonna be right back where you started.
Right. So. Man, I love that. I love the way you say it. I'm over here agreeing with you, but then I'm like, it's crazy because I have a different perspective, because I'm not single, but I be talking to girls, so I see it, but I'm also not, like, it's just weird. So I'm not single, but I also see it. Like where you're saying, like, you grow up and you learn different things by dating. So I've been married since I was 16, but I've dated during my marriage because we've dated together. So that's why I'm like, oh, I understand that. And you learn a lot when you get into a different relationship, because you learn different triggers from other people. Different things come out. Like, you didn't know yourself as much as you do now after somebody triggers that in you. And so I get that. And then bomb music comes out of it too as an artist.
Man, y'all don't even understand. I haven't really been like musically locked in this year. Where people like, and that's what I love. You know, that's what really led me to know that I'm like, Zeff, you didn't finally hit your point of you can still stay like relevant musically, and you don't have to put out music. And is it because I don't want to? No, I want to drop. I have so much music. Like, oh my God, I have so much fucking music. If you like in my inner circle, you fucking know. If you a coworker of mine, you fucking know. Because I be sending my coworkers shit that ain't y'all supposed to have. But I trust they ain't gonna leak my music. It's more so because I be so excited. I want to share it with somebody that's right here that can feel and connect with this. And it's just amazing. And I'm just so excited because 2024, I'll be back on a nice, regularly scheduled release plan. It's just been a lot of things I had to take a step back and analyze this. Like, okay, at one point I was putting out a lot of things on my own. You know, I wasn't getting any feedback properly. I was just letting my own art speak through it. And I knew that if I want to take this as a business aspect, which I am, you know, not saying that I'm not for the art of it. The art is everything,
right?
But like I said, art is subjective, and I want to make really great art, and really great art has a lot of opinion on it, you know, and when I say art, I mean like music,
right?
Music has a lot of opinion on it. You have multiple people in the studio with you. You know, you don't just sit in there with your thoughts and just expect your thoughts, because I want to make a record that can vibe with a lot of people.
Yeah, you want everybody to be able to relate to something. And if they don't, it could be the same thing you're saying, but you tweak the word just for other people to catch attention.
Exactly. And you get those best experiences from having multiple different ears on it. You know, when you look at Kanye West, how many album release parties did he do for Donda? And, you know, that can be arguably one of his top 3 greatest albums ever. You know, it's going to be arguably, because we got Beautiful Targets, Fantasy, College Dropout, Late Dress. You know, we got other albums that's like before that, but, you know, arguably one of his greatest albums, and the storytelling elements on the album and the way he wanted to design the album. He had so many listening parties for the album because he knew that he wanted a certain aspect. And that right there is when you get deeper than music. Is when you look at it as art and you're like, how can I really make this art be the art that I want to be out? You know, not just the art because it's art. That's when people forget. You know, it's like you have kids art that you say, oh, this is cute, this is awesome because a kid did it.
Right.
This is artistic abilities coming from a 5-year-old. Then you have artistic abilities that's coming from a well-perspected, well understood, perspective driven like adult, you know, and they're seeing the world from a completely different atmosphere than a 5-year-old who doesn't see the world for anything. You know, this 30-year-old person has experienced this and experienced that and has been traveled the world, and now he puts out this body of work, the same, you know, concept as this kid, but it's completely structured differently. And now you have other 30-year-olds and 25-year-olds and 50-year-olds and everybody looking at this like, damn, that's something, because now he has all this experience, and we'll say this experience is all those different people in the arena, you know, giving you something to create and build upon. So he took that from what you were making as a kid, and you grow, you know, you kept adding to it, adding from all your experiences. You made something even greater.
Right. So, facts. Just like, I mean, literally just like our lives.
Yeah.
Like the story of one's life is a legacy, would you say a legacy is always positive, or could you say it could be negative too?
Well, I guess that's just up to the person, that's subjective too. I think calling anything positive or negative, it would be subjective because and I told myself I wasn't gonna get political. It's like when you look at politics,
I'm getting
right?
you there.
Look, I know, right? It's like when you look at politics, right? You got the Reds and the Blues. We're not gonna say nothing. We're just gonna say the Reds and the Blues, right? The Reds think that they doing everything right in their way, from their vision, from what they were taught and they were growing up. But then the Blues think something completely different from their vision and their ways that they were taught growing up, right? So when the Reds do something that the Blues don't like, the Blues paint it as negative. Or when the Blues do something that the Reds don't like, the Reds paint it as negative. So now we have this negative battle going on. Nobody knows what's really negative because it's all subjective.
Right.
based on a lot of nature and nurture, you know. Well, that's another topic, but it's based on that. So when you're talking about like legacies, right? You know, a person's legacy could be, now granted, nobody's saying that you should go out and murder people, right?
Right, facts.
But Jeffrey Dahmer had a whole Netflix series, and he had this entire story told about him multiple times before the Netflix series. And we all don't like murderers. Like I think we're all like anti-murderers, so. Right?
Just quick disclaimer, real quick. Everything we're talking about on here is based on our own experience, and we're speaking never to feel like we have more education or to teach somebody else. Take it as you please.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, seriously. Like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Why are we celebrating his legacy? Is that a positive or is that a negative legacy? Well, some people would say that that's a positive legacy. Why? Because they were able to create art out of it. And was it negative? Yeah, because
hell yeah,
we don't kill people. Well, we shouldn't kill people, you know. But if you take this back to years and years and years, thousands and hundreds and millions of years ago, me killing you don't mean nothing.
Oh, that's true.
You're just another person that's in my way. That I was trying to get this food and we were fighting over this food. So you see where I'm going with it? It's like it just depends on what you see as negative and what I see as negative or positive, vice versa, to actually claim something to be good or bad. Because I would say a great legacy, I guess I'll get more controversial. Fuck it. The Diddy thing, right?
Do it.
Do you think that Diddy's kids are living a good or a positive or a negative legacy, right? I would say a fucking positive legacy. There's fucking children are, you know, they're thriving, right? I would say from the perspective of where I see.
Right.
I don't know what they're going in their personal life, but I will say they live in a positive life. He has a positive legacy. But now all this crazy, you know, accusations and things that's going on right now, some would say that that's negative now. So now he's turned such a positive light into a negative light just by some actions that he has done or is being accused of. I'm not going to say anything like that. But
I don't even know the story going on. I don't be paying attention to people. We can talk about it later.
No. It's more so just some music industry stuff. Yeah. But I'm bringing that up because it's like that's something that's current and people will understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying like positive versus negative. Like, yeah, that's a negative thing because if it wasn't negative, it wouldn't be all in the media that all these accusations. But the positive aspect of it is look at where his kids are. His son is making great music. He has all these different brands, all these different things he's done to give back to the black community, like all these different things. So the line is wherever people want to draw that line.
Right.
So it's a slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope when you're talking positive and negative. I look at things how I was raised, and I treat others how I want to be treated without expecting anything in return. And I would say that I'm pretty positive, but according to some dirt sheet rumors,
I was like, what happened?
I guess some people may think that I'm doing things negatively, right? But that's subjective.
Yeah. So. It's literally based on opinion, and I feel like the collective as a society has decided more than what some people individually can think as well. Go into that too. So like when we were talking on the before the podcast, I wanted to bring up woke. Cause like what is your opinion on the word woke? Cause I know you're woke, but I do this too, cause I'll tell you why I do this later after you say your opinion. But yeah, what do you think about just the term?
I think the term of social media is hell, in my opinion. I don't really like dive too much in that. I wouldn't even say that I'm woke. It's just kind of it's such a weird niche thing. It's like I'm me, you know, and I'm conscious. If you want to call me woke, call me conscious.
There you go.
I'm very conscious, and I understand everything that's going on around me. Nothing goes around me without me not understanding. If I don't speak up about something, that's honestly probably me protecting my actions in that moment,
right?
Or protecting you know, from my actions in that moment if I don't speak up. But trust and believe, everything that happens around me, I'm very aware. I see it. Now, granted, I can't call it for what it is because sometimes you just have to ask a person, hey, what's going on? And then they'll tell you, maybe you're just, receiving it incorrectly. But as far as like the word woke, like I'm very conscious of everything. Like I know I see the world for what it is. Like I know what the fuck's going on. I know there's things happening in other countries that people aren't talking about. I see that. I see there's a lot of boycotting and things of that nature going on. I see that stuff, But can I react in the moment? No, because I don't know how to.
Right.
And I think, and I think that's where it fucks people up, is that they think they're supposed to, because you're judged by somebody else. Like you're worried about what another person has to say about what you think about something.
Right.
Then you actually sleep, because you can't be worried about what another person has to say, but you also have to be conscious about what you say because of what it'll affect another person. Because at the end of the day, tying it all back, we're human.
Right. No, facts. See, that's you kind of just elaborated it all for me. When the words started coming out, like it was like a fad, that woke was a thing. I used to get so annoyed because I was like, I hate that people are using this as a fad, or like it's supposed to be like popular, when I've been thinking this way my whole life.
Yep.
Like everything's just been more like, that's why I come off ditzy sometimes, because I'm still processing things. I'm not reacting. I'm not a quick reactor, just like you said. I got to process things for a little bit. Like right now with the mics, I was used to how I was doing it. I didn't pay attention that things could be made differently, because I'm thinking 5 steps forward about what I got to do, not what's right in front of me sometimes. But woke, I always say aware. Like you said conscious, which I say that too, but I'm like, you're aware of what's going on, but do I have to react to it? No. Can I react to it sometimes? No. Like there's also limitations sometimes, because like you said, there's a lot going on in the world that we necessarily can't control. So I'm not going to use my energy that I have to use in front of me for things that I can't necessarily control outside of me. Or else I'm gonna F myself up, because I'm also empathetic. Like,
yeah, you will. And I think I forgot what the theory's called. I forgot what the theory's called. And it's like, just when you could think about all the things that are going on in the fucking world, you would not live your life anymore.
Yeah,
you probably would kill yourself. And I'm saying that in the most like non-harsh way, because it's so real. There's so much going on in this world that we don't even know about. Some things that's just not even reported to the media. We thinking everything happening right on our block, right up the street. But no, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away, somebody's probably getting hung somewhere. And how would I know that? I would have to see it on social media. I'm not there. I don't even know the person. I don't even know why, which brings me back to the positive versus negative. There could be a positive reason. This person probably did something crazy and whatever, And we looking at it like, oh my God, they just hung this person because he's a black man and a white man did it, So it's so weird. It's such a weird space. And I guess I would rather be a little bit less woke because I wouldn't say I want to be, I'm very accepting and happy of the way I am. And I see the people who aren't this way, and I pray for them. But like, turning a little bit of a blind eye to it, you can live a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because if we all were just to wake up and be this empathetic, like world, would our world even be the way it is? Would we have to be empathetic about something if everybody was empathetic?
Yeah.
That's where the balance comes in.
That's what I was gonna say.
We have to have certain things in order to have certain things on this side. It just has to weigh itself out. But if everybody was all good and power, sugar, spice, and everything nice, we'd lean too far to the left, and everybody probably fall off the damn earth because it's flat.
I was gonna say
it's not flat. I'm just talking shit.
I was like, wait a second, let's get real controversial real quick.
No, I'm talking shit.
Do you think the earth is flat or round? I have my own perspective about it.
You a flat earther? If we want
to get there.
Uh-oh, she's a flat earther.
I am a flat earther, but not necessarily because I think it's flat. I think it doesn't matter the shape that it is. At the end of the day, we don't really know. At the end of the day, it's like all theoretical if you believe somebody really went out there to space or not. It could be. It could not be. But us as individuals, we really don't know. We have to believe that somebody did. We have to believe if somebody went. We have to believe that they didn't or did edit this video back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, in no way am I saying that it didn't happen, but in no way am I saying that it did. I'm just saying we really don't know. You just believing whoever you decide that fits your narrative. But at the end of the day, does it really matter the shape of the earth? Does it really? It could be a triangle. But we're still living on it. We're still doing what we have to do.
That, I mean, in that aspect, yeah, we are still living on it. We still gonna wake up tomorrow. Because guess what? You don't go to work, the bills don't get paid.
Yeah, like
you know, so
the society that we live in.
That won't change. And, you know, that's why a lot of the flat earth theories come from people who actually are doing something about it. And they're like scientists and they're like theologists and stuff like that. I don't even know if I use the word theologist properly.
No, isn't it a...
We'll just hope I did. I don't even want to dive too deep into it because if I fucked it up, I'm just going to say I fucked it up. But if I did use it right, y'all know what I meant. Philosophers, you know. We have a lot of people that actually study this stuff, you know, foolproof. Social media, again, is just it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
And negative, because that's probably something that I would see as negatively following on social media. Because, like you said, who the fuck cares?
Or like, what do we do? Like, what can we change about it? We can't.
You can't change it. If the earth is flat and we all get exposed that it's flat, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. You gonna scream like, "Oh my fucking God, I was wrong."
Exactly.
You can't do nothing about it. You just gonna get up. You gonna go your ass to work the next day because you gotta pay your damn bills.
Mm-hmm.
But the earth is definitely round. We are living on a sphere.
And what's a sphere? No, I'm just kidding.
And people have been to space. There are space stations. All that shit is real. Don't think it's fake. Because if you do, you need some. Just saying, because
I don't know. Maybe this is where we don't agree. No.
But see, look, here's a thought, right? Why have all of these studies, all of these space stations, and all this SpaceX and Space Force and spaceships and astronauts,
NASA and the aliens,
NASA and all this stuff? Why have all this stuff if it's not real? It's kind of like they're trying a little too hard because 99% of American, or not Americans, 99% of people in this world will never go to space.
Yeah.
So it's like you trying too hard to prove to something that nobody really give a fuck about because they can't afford to go to space. You know? So it's like, why try that hard? Like, I tell my friends and stuff like that sometimes, like they'll joke about no, they'll joke about like conspiracies and stuff like that, and they're like, oh man, like one of my friends, he donates plasma or something, and he's like, oh, I went to go donate plasma. I don't think they're gonna clone me, bro. I'm like, bro, respectfully, you're not important enough.
I mean,
but it's
respectfully,
it's serious. Like, it's like we get too caught up in thinking we're anomalies in this world. We're fucking not. Like, there are thousands and millions and millions of fucking trillions of ants. Like, it's trillions of ants.
No, for real.
You know?
I be thinking like that too. Like, we're to some, like Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
That's why I got this neck tattoo, because I like the meaning of like Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to have like the little flower here to show like, as big as we might feel, we're also that little. But as little as we might feel, we're also that big.
We are. We're in the middle of the food chain. We're nowhere near the top of the fucking food chain. So I feel like, you know, us we forget that we're human. And because we get so caught up in chasing these goals and our ego and feeding the ego, and it's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do more, I gotta do more, I gotta do more. You know, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying that I'm just fucking perfect, but this is the conscious side of me,
critical.
Right? You know? And we forget that we're human and we're in the middle of the food chain, and if they let off a bunch of fucking tigers and lions and bears into the fucking streets, people are gonna die. They're gonna eat us. They're gonna eat the fuck out of us. They're not gonna second guess and think about, oh, this person might be a nice, but no, they're gonna fucking eat you. They're gonna fuck. Like, they're not gonna pause and be like, oh no, you're a nice guy.
No, they do music.
You're a rapper.
They're really good.
This bear's gonna stop like, oh my God, it's Drake. I'm not gonna eat Drake. No, fucking Drake's gonna get eaten by that bear. So.
I don't know. They might not. They might be like, never mind.
No, like, right, you know. But no, that's the thing. That's the and it gets it's crazy because when we forget that, we put ourselves on such pedestals and think like they want to clone us, or they think that this person, like they think that music, they think, I don't know. It's just the conversations that I hear. I want to say they, but it's just a conversation I hear with people. Sometimes they're just joking, but sometimes you can hear a joke and honestly hear the real thoughts.
Yeah, like that they might be real.
You know, it's like, I don't think that shit, bro. I don't believe in none of that shit because I'm not important enough. I just make fucking music, and it's good to some people apparently.
Right.
And I like it, and I just keep doing it. That's really it. It's the way I express myself.
It makes you feel good.
You know?
So you got to do things that make you feel good as long as you're not killing people, okay?
Exactly. You know, when I go home, I want to go to sleep. Sometimes I want to play video games. Might want to, you know, drink. Might want to smoke a little bit. But that's just me living my life.
Right.
I'm not saying that me living my life makes me any better than that ant that has to go feed his fucking family. Now, granted, maybe I step on him, but you know,
that fly that's annoying.
That fly
as hell.
that's annoying, you know. But that's just me reacting to it.
Right.
It does not make me any better than the next person, and we often forget that because we get so caught up in our ways. And I look and and we're gonna keep this back on music, but I look up to artists like J. Cole, you know, and Hove, because it's like you see what they've done musically, you know, and you see what Jay-Z has done business wise, and yes, these are probably Jay-Z in particular, the biggest artist, you know, the biggest mogul, you know, in music history.
Right.
History, right? We don't know what the hell Jay-Z do when he go home. We don't know.
And we don't need to know. It's none of our business.
We don't need to know. You know, we don't need to know. We know that when we go back to J. Cole, we know he took off all his chains. He stopped wearing chains. You know, we know that. You know, he's taken a more authentic approach in his music because he realized, like, I'm still a fucking regular ass dude.
Yeah.
You know? And to be next to somebody like Jay-Z, who's this big ass figure, behind closed doors, Jay-Z's probably like a super nice dude. Like, if you see the recent things about the dinner, and it was like, oh, $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z. What Jay-Z say? He said, "You don't take that dinner with me. You dumb." Ooh. He literally said, "That's dumb. Like, who the fuck am I?" He's literally like, "I'm just fucking Jay-Z. Go take this fucking money and invest that shit like I told you in all of my fucking albums." He said, "Why are you gonna have a dinner with me when I gave you all these albums and this is the dinner? Go eat a fucking steak and listen to my albums if you want to have dinner with me."
Ooh, I love that.
Because go ahead.
Like, do you even know me if you haven't been listening to my music? Are you really a fan if you're not taking my advice? Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah, it's a cool, trendy little thing that they do on social media, but it's like, in reality, are you literally trying to pedestal this man because he said some things that he said in music, and he lives a great life because he lived by everything that he said? Or are you going to take this $500,000 and go feed your fucking family?
See, now going full circle to what we were saying earlier about how people might feel some type of way, you know, and they might push you or want to push you down just because they're not there. Well, the people choose the dinner with Jay-Z because they might think like, or maybe they're not thinking materialistically, right? Like, okay, maybe you probably won't make that much money, who knows? But like, you're thinking like, oh, I could probably make that much money here, but when am I ever going to get the chance to have a dinner with Jay-Z? Because the excitement of being around someone who has done something that you're inspired by. Like, maybe if I just am close to this person, maybe I'll have some of that energy. I feel like maybe that's okay. Maybe people don't really think about it that deep, but me getting deep into everything, I feel like that's what's going on. It's because they want a little bit. They want like it to rub off on you. Pause. Where's the pause button?
Pause.
Like they want that energy to be contagious to you, but then that's little do they know, and that's why Jay-Z's like, wait, no, take the money because in reality, you're not really gonna get much back besides a good memory. But that's really up to you and like priorities. Yeah,
it does boil down to, you know, the person. And I'm not saying that everybody's out here just trying to chase a high of being like, oh, I'm trying to be next to this person because they're famous. No, I'm not saying everybody would chase that, but it is like there is a lot of people in this world because of things that they see on social media that are chasing this and are losing touch with their humanity for this. And no, you do have people that are thinking about it in that aspect of like, man, this will actually be a great opportunity because I'll probably never have this again. You know, authentically to sit here with Jay-Z. But, and again, Jay-Z's just a person who makes music.
Yeah.
Not saying like to diminish or minimalize anything he's doing or done. No, it's great. Would I sit in the studio with Hov and try to get some game? Hell fucking yeah.
Right.
You know, if Hov invited me to dinner over 500 instead of $500,000, am I taking the money? Hell yeah, I'm taking the money. Like, but if he invited me to dinner because he's heard some of my art, he wants to do business with me or something like that, or he's just interested in giving me some game, I would love that dinner.
Right.
You know, when will I ever get a time, you know, to have this dinner with Jay-Z? But it also reminds me, it's like Jay-Z's just another person, you know, like respectfully. You know, I wish I got to call my grandma,
right?
You know, because my grandma could die someday,
dude.
You know, and that's real, you know. And people, you know, you looking for this dinner with Jay-Z, but when the last time you called your grandma, bro?
Ooh,
you know,
facts.
when the last time you called your cousin, your brother, your sister, your friend? You know, yes, these people may not be like prominent figures in the world. You know, they're prominent figures for your world, though.
Yes,
you know, and they're the people who know you.
And that you're a part of, literally a part of their DNA.
You know.
Or even if it's your best friend, like when's the last time you reconnected to somebody who once was there for you when you needed them?
Yeah, like have that dinner with them with that $500,000.
Ooh.
You know, it's just like we pedestal and we look at this lifestyle too deep. Like when I have conversations with some people about music and stuff like that, just to hear the things that they like the direction, I'm just like, bro, you so lost. Like, and I want to tell them just like that, like, you so lost.
But then they're gonna get triggered and be like, you know what, your music's trash when you know it ain't trash.
They gonna get offended. They gonna get all their feelings. I'm not really here to protect your feelings. I'm just not gonna look to have that type of conversation with you next time because I see that you're so caught up in the facade of this shit, you don't even know how to win in this shit.
Right.
And I think, like, I tell my friends, like, I'm like, bro, I'm an asset. Not the fact that I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm a little older than everybody I'm around right now, which is not a bad thing, you know. I take it I totally hold it with a lot of pride because that means like I'm going to set proper examples for the next person because all of my roommates are, you know, 23 and under, you know. So I'm like, everything that I'm gonna do, I want to set an example. Will I have some fuck up sometimes? Yes, because I'm a fucking human.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna choose what I believe, you know, is the positive or the right thing to do. And with that being said, it's like me being an asset to my friends. I'm like, bro, like I'm gonna give you as much game as I can while I'm here, and I'm not meaning like literally like I'm gonna die here, but like while I'm here in Iowa because there isn't really much else you can do in this place. You know, you do reach a certain point, and I feel like I am knocking on that door of like peak in Iowa, and that means I want to expand and I want to go other places. And not saying I'm going to be starting from ground zero. No, I won't be because I have so much footing in the door here that I know exactly what it takes to go somewhere else and do the same exact thing. Tying back to what I was saying. With being here with people and just realizing like, bro, like I'm giving all of the people that's around me the best game they can around this because of where I come from and I've seen how possible it is to live this life and have the full blown career with this shit. You know, there aren't many people from Iowa that can say that they know somebody who's in the music industry or at least like right here, like that close. And it's crazy because it's like now I have been here for 7 years. I see like why. It's because there isn't anybody from Iowa here. There is not a single person from Iowa that has elapsed to the amount of success that your average consumer would consider as made it. You know? And if there is, besides Ashton Kutcher and some athletes, in the music industry, they would come back.
Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Yeah, he's from Iowa. I forgot his name.
Oh, but yeah, no. I thought you meant like an artist named Aquaman. No, he's from Norfolk. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
He's from Norfolk, Iowa, or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, like, in the music industry, there is nobody from Iowa that has made it to the amount of success that a consumer would say has made it, right? And came back and shown love, and like, hey, I'm from fucking Iowa, bro.
Right.
Like, and if there is, where they at, respectfully. And I'm saying all this to say that it makes it a little bit harder for someone from here that was raised here, that only sees here, to believe in the true success of this shit. Because now the only thing that they can lean on is their favorite artist in the music industry that don't even fucking know them, don't care about them. You actually need somebody from where you're from that experienced the same struggle as you did or similar to really connect with, and being from Chicago and being able to see like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, Lil Reese, Chance the Rapper, like G Herbo, all these artists, like before they blew up, it's insane. Because it's like, now I'm here and I hear all these people saying Chief Keef music and naming all these people from these different blocks and these different hoods. And I'm like, nigga, I know all this shit y'all saying, but I know it in for real. Like, I know exactly why these people are saying these things. But y'all listening to it through the music. It's like, this is like drugs to y'all. Like, and I'm like, no, this is like people's real life. Like, these are real people that died. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, these block names are real people, And it just makes the success more tangible for me now. Yeah, that was not the best example of saying like the Chief Keef aspect of it because, obviously that's not what I'm trying to push here in Iowa. But like, just being able to just know of Chance the Rapper during the acid rap in 10 Day and like him being at local stores that I was at, selling his merchandise.
Right.
Like that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. But it showed me that I can do it. Yeah. It's like I believe. Because now I have somebody tangible that experienced my struggle, that been around the same high schools that I'd been around, know all this same stuff. And I can say, I guess I can do this. Not because Drake doing it. No. Because Chance the Rapper's doing it. Because G Herbo's doing it. Because Juice WRLD did.
Because you've been around it. That goes to one of my questions. Man, I love this. It's crazy because I feel like we think alike.
Yeah.
And you're like... the way you're speaking is going to the questions I already had. And it's like, are you reading my mind, Zeff? I was going to say, like, how do you want to be remembered? Like, what kind of legacy do you want to bring on with Critical Money and just being you?
My legacy, I want my legacy to be remembered as that, like, that's a tough question. That's tough because
the positive kind of legacy, I guess.
Yeah, like it often like alters. It never changes. It always just alters a little bit, and it shifts because I'm experiencing more and I'm learning more about myself, and learning more about life and people around me and friends. I would say if you asked me this question back maybe 3 years ago, I would say, oh, I'm having this legacy so that I can have a family that has this legacy and continue this like that and that and that. I want to have a positive legacy. I want to be able to, people to remember that, oh, I was able to be just this positive person and always help people and always, that is what I would have said a couple years ago. I've reached a point in my life that, and I've said it in my most recent song, Motion. I said something like, can't remember the damn line. I never remember the line.
You gotta sing your whole song again. Go for it.
Damn, what's the line? I said something along the lines of, I'm always like, I'm selfless. I'm selfless with my thoughts. I'm selfless with my help. I'm very selfless about the way I think about life. And I only, when I give it out and it's not used properly, I often feel like, damn, next time I'm not going to say shit, because you're not going to give a fuck anyway, so why am I going to be selfless with my energy? And that just goes back to letting me know, like, I believe I'm a great person. I know my intentions are pure. And if I were to live my legacy by saying like, oh, I want to be remembered as like a person that was pure and had great energy and was always like that, what do I get out of that? You know, I only live this life once,
right?
And I guess I'm a journalist. You know, I'm studying journalism, so like me being able to tie the things that I say back, like when you were saying that, I was like, that's kind of because I'm helping. We're not gonna say helping, but like we're working through this like I can feel that we're connected in this conversation. So I'm gonna tie this back to what I was saying. Damn, I just lost it that fast.
See, I do that too when I'm trying to explain something, and I was like, wait, what was I even saying? I got too into explaining.
I got too into explaining.
About your song. Actually, maybe if you sing rap a little line, maybe you'll remember.
No, I remember the song.
Give us a little snippet.
Saying, the song I said the lyrics was like being selfless and stuff like that, right? Oh, okay. So tying back to when I was saying like, you know, the lifestyle that you want, you know, and I've come to terms with the lifestyle that I want, and I'm in too deep.
Ooh.
That's how I look at it. I know I'm in too deep. And when I say in too deep, I'm not saying like there's no way out. Like I'm stuck. They got me. No, I'm not saying that shit. I'm saying like I've worked way too fucking hard to be where I am, to not go to where I know I want to go and where everybody sees me going. You know, if I'm hearing all these things and people are telling me these things, it's not because they just like trying to fill my head up. No, it's because they can obviously see it. It's written in fucking stone. It doesn't matter how. It's just about when.
Right.
And that's going to be the legacy, is that I will be exactly what I said I was going to do. So shout out the next album. It's titled I Told You It Would Happen This Way.
So where can they find you?
They can find me everywhere at TheZeffsterr. TheZeffsterr. All one word. TheZeffsterr. Or you can find me at Critical Money, at Critical Money everywhere. CriticalMoneyInc.com. The CEO, the biggest.
And don't you also do vlogs for the University of Iowa?
Yes, I am also a student vlogger for the University of Iowa, which is where I get my money from. But that's just a little bag when you talk about that. Well, big bag, the biggest.
You're like, don't cancel me.
Yeah, right.
All right, this was so amazing. Thank you for being on here, and everybody, check him out. I'm telling you, you heard what he said. If you don't know him now, you're gonna wish you did, because everybody wants to be there when their favorite artist was at the bottom.
Yeah.
But this is only one way to go, and that's up. Critical Money, we out. Thank you.
Everything's always critical.
Ooh.